focused on right now, the status quo, where parents are being forced to introduce their kids to subjects that they're not comfortable with. If we're talking about, boys playing in little girl sports. We're talking about, of course, the illiteracy rate, the low rate of pay for teachers, yet the principal makes six figures, even though the school has been failing for years. These are all things where if we talk about them like we should be talking about them, nobody would be voting for the Democrats. Nobody, because these are all policies that they push. They're the ones who have full faith in the Department of Education, which now accounts for 92% of our kids unable to read. They're the ones responsible for, deciding the curriculum that is taught in all of these schools. And so they're the reason why our kids believe that there's 53 genders. So it's like, if we were to tell them that the DOE is the reason for this, then people wouldn't be so opposed to abolishing the DOE and figuring out a new way to go about things. If we did not focus on the fact that you pay taxes to ensure that your child, the school that your child is going to, is performing adequately, right? And then if you feel like your tax dollars aren't going to good use, you should be able to take those tax dollars somewhere else and send your child somewhere else where they will allocate that money properly and they will educate your child properly. However, that's school choice. And God forbid we get the entire nation on board with school choice. At the end of the day, if we really focused on the status quo, nobody would be a Democrat. If we looked at just the status quo at the time of the election, a lot of people, to your point, were surprised that the election, Kate, turned out the way it did. Probably because there was so much sensationalism around our candidate, but there was no sense around putting her in office, because the status quo was people can't afford to feed their families anymore. The status quo was people can't afford to pay their mortgage anymore. The status quo is that these kids cannot read. And for that reason, you saw these surprising numbers of people go out and vote for a conservative candidate because the policies make sense. Once you separate the policy from the person, we'll see a lot different trends as far as voting and who holds office.
So one more